You're good at all that sort of stuff. Yay! We are live!
We are live.
Yay! Ah, and Adele's actually. I think Adele might have gone for a nap. She's she's just messaging me saying, "What time are we going on?" And I was like, 5 minutes. Oh, there she is.
Yeah,
There
she's there.
she is. Hi. Okay, we'll get you on in a minute. We get you on in a minute, Marion. We're just going to set everything up technically wise, and then we bring you in. So she's here. She's not gone for a nap. So we have Pipe and Slippers in the house. He's got his tea, and he made a banana and coffee cake today. What's he got there? Basil, ginger, and lemon tea. Okay. Adele's in the house as well. And we've got P. So we're just going to sort of just check out who's in, and then we can then introduce Marion in. And I'll send a link to this for Marion so Marion can share it also. I'm really excited to see Marion actually.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her for a little while. Amazing, amazing lady. So I'm just going to just share this to Marion, and then this will be to
Donna in the house.
Oh, Ingus.
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie.
Samantha.
Fabulous. Lovely. So I'll send that out to you, Robert, as well.
Thank you.
So if anybody's sort of like watching, just share it out to. I'll send it out to Patricia as well. Actually, there you go.
That's a good idea.
And then we'll do some groups as well. So once we're up and running, then we can then get going. I'll just sort of share those out to some groups. On here. Okay, cool. Right. I think that's it. So, how have you been, Robert?
Well, quite amazing. Yesterday evening we had, and we did our second event.
Yes, we did.
And the second event was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The first one also was interesting as well, but it was different. It was a bigger group, and I really loved doing this work. So it was really, really nice to integrate our energies and to work with all these beautiful souls. And it feels like our tribe is really getting more powerful and bigger.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
It's like last month with all the Q&As here. You can feel that the grid work is getting more powerful. So
definitely, the more we're connecting, the more that we're connecting, the stronger we're sort of getting. So Patty was there, wasn't she? Yes, and Pipes was there as well. Pipey was there. So it was really very lovely, and Inga was there. So yeah, it was really, really very lovely. Really, really lovely to do to connect. Oh, we've got Zelda in the house as well. She's lovely, Zelda.
Okay.
So right, okay. So shall we bring Marion in?
Yeah, of course.
And then have a chat?
Yeah, is she already there?
She's already there. Are you ready? Thumbs up. Socks are off, Marion. Here she comes.
Yeah, Marion.
Hi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. Interesting night for me, for sure.
What happened? Do you want to disclose?
Yeah, I have not been sleeping all that great. And I would say last week or so, it's been, I don't know, it's been a very nice sleep week.
This whole month, we were just saying, Robert and I, this whole month has been really weird. So many deep core past life, gritty stickiness all coming up.
Yeah.
Really, really
the dirt is really coming up.
Yeah. So what I've been having interesting, crazy, layered 5 dreams at a time kind of things happening right now. And most of them are parallel timeline dreams. And so some of it is very uncomfortable. And, but last night was I woke up in the middle of the night because I have a piece of Moldavite that I wear all the time. It's underneath my sweater. My Moldavite was thumping my chest. I'm serious. Like no joke. And it was, I mean, literally, because I kind of sleep on my front and I sleep to the side, but it was hitting my chest. And I wasn't in the lucid state. I was actually, it woke me up. And so it wasn't one of those weird, like, you hear something, go off and you kind of wake up and you're wondering if it really happened or not. This was like oh no, this is happening right now. And so it kept thumping against my chest. And I was like, I don't really know what to, so yeah, I don't know what was going on, but
so when you're talking about thumping, was it literally sort of moving or vibrating?
It is. So it's this piece. Let me see if I can get. So it's this piece, and it sits about right here in the breastplate, and it was literally going boom, 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 like against my chest.
Wow.
No joke. I can't even make it up. I can't.
You were lying on your stomach?
I do.
Okay. That's interesting.
Whoa, that is really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So if anybody out there has experienced anything like that before, I've not experienced anything like that before.
So.
Not that I'm conscious of, anyway.
So it happened. It did happen a couple other times, but I wasn't really sure if that was what was happening. And last night made it very obvious that that's what I was like, okay, so I think this has happened to me before. But it was interesting because before that happened, I was definitely in something I was being worked on last night. So I've been having a lot of that.
Wait a minute, Marion. I'll just carry on talking.
Okay. I was definitely doing the thing. Yeah, I was definitely being
very nice. Oh gosh. Okay, we've got some stuff coming. So I don't know if you watched me and Robert before, Marion. I'm sure you sort of popped in. Yeah. So we do go off now again, and I know how you work as well. So if you get involved as well, come join us. Yeah. But they're coming in from my right for some reason for this information to come through. So tap in, guys. So everybody that is here, welcome everyone. If we've not said your name yet, we just love you all. So thank you for joining us. There's a reason why you're here. So I've got some codes coming in. So should we set the grid up then and then see what's going on and see whether we can help support people in this process and help each other up level. So tap in now then, everyone, to enable you to tap into these codes, this energy that is going to come through to help support you to up level the understanding of what's happening with all this deep core womb ancestral line, crystals thumping on the chest typing stuff to come in. So I'm just going to come in and see what we got coming in there now. Thanks, Marion, for all of that information.
Yeah, I was hoping that maybe by saying something that it would come through because
it's coming in. It's going to be thick and fast. My hands, I don't think my hands could go any quicker. Wait a minute. Guys, fast, because your energy, Marion, that's what it is. It's going to fast.
I know, I'm getting hot over here. I don't even.
It's the coming together of energies, high energies. That's what's setting everything off. It's like we're up in a lift, like a lift, and we're coming up a platform at the moment. So everybody tap in, and then we can all raise our vibration together. That just going to anchor that down. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that up in here.
stabilizing a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh God, wait a minute. Just gonna
Just I don't go sure to teen
just let go of the breath. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Mm. Well, that's settled. Mm. Okay. Just see. Oh, nice. Anything else? No? Don't know, really. I think it was upgrading the system and a little bit of. Okay, let's see if we can tap in. Yeah, that's your. Yeah, but you go wow, shop back. Yeah, that. Da, kia babo shoma kia da de to the bed do da 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 do 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 do. So it's upgraded hearts. I think it's preparation, Marion. You coming and linking up with us. It's like
I feel the convergence of the three of us. I it was like it's like a like right in the middle. I can feel like the three of us together are creating like a very, very like large beam. That's what it does.
Yeah, that's your confirmation of that. Yeah. Oh, I've gone into Tourette's mode. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, it's up leveling on air. Oh, big galactic presence. Okay, so everybody sort of link in. Yeah, that's your bit short. Yeah, where's your word? Yeah, 这些像把故事要给呜就呜呀，这些就就上呜下吧呜呜呜呀，故有给对给If you get any twitches in the body, everybody, just please let it run through. Just let it flush through the system. And let go of the breath. Yeah.
So I si jo toko chichana ichator ot ostu ai shura na yorzano chicho ot oyoji sheer or
Das macht ermitteln, urkennet alles door es, markener utun. Daar utun erkennen batu masatar vasun. Spotu in daar urget daar vasun was der meer, daar van de okurma les, sasasun urmat. Su, Par innas mayan urpeti natalu, sande jenasa, sasu meti mat uai, dan inus bar in nia karvasunt sindi is sambar hiatum, ba alles dalu ureti, summa, da inikum sand urmai, suti
Thank you. Cool, it's really clearing throats. Could you just please just tap into those codes and just open up the throat? It's going right to the back of the neck and across the shoulders as well. Can you feel that, Marianne?
Yeah, and I can also feel it kind of going back in and actually near the clavicle. Ooh, neck just popped. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, God, that just released something there, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, I'm all hot now.
Here. I don't need the heater on here. It's morning time here, so it's a little cold. But yeah, I don't need that right now.
Oh, funny. Fabulous.
Yeah.
So where do we go from there? So there was obviously something that needed to come into clear. I don't know how everybody else, whether that was Pipe and Slippers just said that there's something beautifully familiar about that light language dialect.
Oh, with my dialect, yeah.
It's beautiful.
I get a lot of people that really resonate with it, which is really cool. And it's interesting because I've been watching some shows lately where they're speaking. There's one show I watched where they're speaking Norwegian, and sometimes I realize that some of my light language almost sounds like Nordic or Germanic. And then I watched another show where they were speaking Hebrew, and I was like, wow, I've been noticing that a lot lately. In all the years I've been doing this, I can really hear some of the things that all the dialects we speak, I can really hear it in the languages, in the various different shows that I've been watching.
Very ancient sort of dialects and sort of crossovers with I was watching a video with Michael Murad, which I love watching his stuff. And if anybody doesn't, sort of check him out. He's really very good. And he was sort of talking about the communication of light, the sort of communication, and that all of the, like Sanskrit, all of these ancient communication systems were from light language, from that source energetic communication, and it's those offshoots, and then everything then started to go into separation, and then started all that linear stuff. So it is very closely linked, and you can pick out some of the words sometimes, can't you, as it flows from you?
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
What happened to me the other day was I was on Light Language Lounge, and we were, I think it wasn't this week, it was last week. And for the first time, I heard, as somebody was doing a transmission, I heard plain English come through. She wasn't speaking English, but I heard plain English. I think she said, "It is time I say it is time I say goodbye," or something like that. And I was like, "Did I just hear that? Did I just hear English?" Was I the only? Because I opened my eyes and was like, "What?" It's like,
how interesting.
Yeah. And that's been happening to me a lot more lately. Like not usually the full sentences, but I've been hearing actual specific words coming through in English. And I don't try to understand light language. I go with more of kind of the overall feeling of just kind of where it's potentially going, And I know you, Nicola, I know you translate it very well. Like you get that, you have a really good way of saying what's coming through. And I guess maybe I'm just starting to go in that direction where I'm beginning to get more of a solid kind of, even though it's not really something you can interpret, I guess, at all times.
Yeah, I was getting some information on telepathy and the evolution of telepathy, and that coming in and picking up on information. So that it could be that sort of incorporating the understanding from, sort of tapping into the energy as well as everything else that you've been tapping into.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting how it's all going to come together. Sorry, Robert.
Shall we put some codes on telepathy?
Oh, shall we?
Then
Yeah.
we can see if we can expand it for us and everybody else who's listening.
Yeah, just expand on that communication system. Yeah, so if anybody's really sort of interested in that, we can all tap in.
So let's focus on all time and space, all life, that we can expand our telepathic systems in our physical, energetical, and cosmical systems.
That was quite interesting, actually. I got in my mind, they come through like, be careful what you wish for. As in, like, are you really ready for telepathy just yet? Do you really want to know what everybody's thinking just yet?
So I've actually had dreams where, well, it was more than a dream. So last year, it was in December, and I was in the middle of the night, probably 4 a.m., I think. And somehow I'd ended up with my hands, laying almost face down, but like this, and completely face down, no pillow. And I heard someone come, like, speaking to me, and it was, I guess you could say it was in my head, but I had the clearest picture of this being talking to me. And it was as if they were literally right in front of me. And it was not even a dream, but I could hear it. It was this sensation of, it was like in my head, but it was not in my head. It was as if, I don't know how to explain it. It was like being immersed in what this being was talking to me about. And I think I wrote it down in my dream journal, but I can't, but it was I wrote about the experience. He was not speaking to me in English. But apparently I understood everything he was saying. But when I woke, actually, like, kind of came out of it, I was like, I'm not really sure what that was. But to me, telepathic communication is like, it's more than just thoughts. It's I think that whole idea of, like, are you ready for it, it's like you're hearing, I mean, you're hearing it. Like, it's not just an idea. It's like as if you're talking, but I don't know. It's something that I have never experienced until I had that experience. And now I'm like, I think that's telepathic communication.
Yeah. It's a complete connection, I think. So you don't need the senses we got here, but we are communicating completely in thought and feeling, and everything is there. And I think it's more intense than what we experience here on planet Earth at this moment. So what you are relating to in that dream is really recognizable. And it doesn't need to that you are listening to everybody, but some people you can connect to. I think you still have a choice in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking, I really do hope. Yeah. I mean, I've had it where I think that's, when you have it where you hear someone all of a sudden, like, I've had it where I've heard people say my name, but I'll be somewhere and I swear it's like I just heard a few words out of a sentence and there's nobody around me. Sometimes I wonder if that is also, that's because nobody else will hear it except for me. And I'm like, did you hear that? And everyone's looking at me like, no. I'm like, are you sure? I think that on some level is like me, that is a form of telepathic communication. It's like, and I can see why maybe, can you imagine if you had that going on and nobody else around you could hear it, and they would think that you were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or something.
Yeah. It's sort of giving me this sort of vibration, this sort of like this picture of, so if we're sort of in this bandwidth of consciousness, which is here, and when we, do you know, like if you was going to tap into sort of spirit or something and they come down and then we tap in and there's that sort of communication system or some way of communicating that comes in, when you're actually in that bandwidth of telepathy, then you can pick up, this is what they're coming in, pick up on that bandwidth like a radio wave, literally just like a radio wave, in tapping into that frequency of telepathy. So they're saying that you can tap in. So we only know what we know to the degree of consciousness that we can obtain and be aware of and understand. As we raise our vibration and we touch upon this bandwidth of all thought, they're calling it that. So we're going like that. All thought is up here. It's in a bandwidth of information that we can literally just plug into. So the evolution of the understanding is going to be gradual, but we can tap into that with intention to enable the availability of that connection. So the more that our vibration rises and our consciousness expands, then the more that we will actually tap into that information. It's like reading thoughts of others. I'm just asking, can you just go into someone's energy? Just like peek in. We're going like, yes, you can. You can actually be like an invisible woman or man, Robert, and go in and tap in, like hack the line of thought. Oh, what a superpower. I know what you're thinking about me, but I'm just like, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to unplug from that. Oh, God.
That's the thing with telepathic. I mean, you can't hide. There's no hiding your true feelings or your true trauma. And that's the thing, is that when you're tapping into that with someone, you really want to see what's happening in there. You know, I could see where that would be almost. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be really hard. Like if you were close with someone and you really got into like their thoughts and feelings, it could be either really amazing or really terrifying, depending on like, you know.
Yeah. So what they're saying is if you're at that level of consciousness, it actually won't affect you because you're at that level of consciousness.
Yeah.
So you're tapping in at higher frequencies. So gone are the days as such, but in that frequency, you're actually looking at it from a higher perspective of understanding. So when you go in, you're not in that emotional state because your frequency is high. So you're going to go into, so it's more like accessing available information rather than actually coming from an emotional state, because if you're in an emotional state, your vibration's down here. So once you're up there, being able to tap in higher levels of consciousness, the availability to tap into somebody energetically will enable you to gain information, just like empathic responses. When you tap into somebody's energy, it's all flowing out now, isn't it? It's all good. It's when you're going into somebody's field and you have that empathic response of you're checking out that somebody's got a dodgy left leg or something, and you can pick that up as an empath. And this is like another stage, another notch up, another fine tuning of our availability to tap into each other's energetic field. So it is at that evolutionary shift to enable us to do that. So that's really interesting, but that makes sense, doesn't it, now that's been shown in my mind?
Yeah, I think that's also important. What I do with Patricia, my girlfriend, is that we start communicating from purity and from the heart. So when you're at that level, then that starts being more, my field is more open, so she can experience more of sense more of what I'm feeling, and I'm not aware of myself. And so it's vice versa. You go to the higher level, and so you can also do that with other persons. So I think it's staged. Is that the right word? Stairs.
Yeah, like stages. Stages are going into it. Yeah, I was actually just thinking that. I was like, I think there's stages to this, because it's like, it's like you go and you go in on one level and you feel something, and you kind of, it's almost like that intuitive thing, and then you go level up, and then it gets beyond like a stronger intuitiveness or a stronger thing, and then you go, it is. I kind of feel like it is definitely levels.
Yeah.
Which is better for us really to up level and normalizing our mindset, isn't it? Because the human aspect needs understanding and upgrading. So with it going in gradually, step by step, rather than like boom, you can do that. It just gives the understanding. That's that fine tuning again, isn't it? Really, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine if you just one day, were la-di-da normal, and then you woke up the next morning and you had all the things. Like, I think that's why it's really important to have the stages, Yeah, no bueno.
Yeah, definitely. So Samantha's actually sort of saying, "Oh, is telepathy coming online?" So yeah, it is. It really is, Samantha. It's coming online. They was giving me some information the other day on it, so I do want to sort of get some downloads and some channeling on it, because they do give me sort of some information sort of for greater understanding. So it comes in on a channeled way. So as soon as I get any information, I'll put it out on my YouTube channel. So I usually sort of get my whiteboard out and get out there to try and explain all what's going on. Have you got a YouTube channel, Marion?
No, and I probably eventually should, so I can actually put myself out there for doing activations and stuff. It's come up a lot again recently. I've had a lot of people ask me, but right now I just have my Instagram, which is Amael the Starseed, and then my Facebook. I've actually been kind of quiet for the last couple of weeks. Well, probably about a month. I've been working on a code for the neural pathways, and dealing with some other stuff here. With my mom, she got the jab, and so I've been having to energetically help her. So I've been really like busy and then working with clients. I've been busy on all fronts, but yeah, I think eventually I do need to get a YouTube started.
So for the people that don't actually know much about you, would you like to sort of explain how you express your creativity?
Yes. So I express light language through, I do speaking, but a lot of it comes through my art, and it's all activations for the collective. I don't do so much individual codes for people, but that started, doing the art and the writing started about a year after my light language was activated. I didn't know it was going to go in that direction, but that's kind of where I've been called to more. So I have quite a few pieces up, and you can go to my Instagram and they're there. I do have a few on my Facebook, and I do sell prints of them as well. But that's where I do sing too. I sing and I do the light language movement, but my art is the biggest thing, I think, is where it's at for me. Yeah.
You sing light language as well?
I do. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nicola's a good singer as well.
Yeah.
I'm just learning it.
It's just really lovely to have all of those different ways of expressing. And last night Robert and I was doing an activation sort of stroke healing session event, and there was one particular lady, I'm just trying to think of which one it was, which she was so they were showing that the coding was, like you've got your codes like this, but to code on body.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? The young girl, wasn't it? Lucy. Yeah. So it was like they were sort of showing that the codes would be sort of like that. Actually, like you would have, say, like a Reiki that would be hands-on or energetically out here. They were showing it that actually and I remember the makeup. But I did it a couple of years ago in my daughter's hands, and I was like, why am I doing this like this? And I did, and until that happened last night, I then remembered this about my daughter with putting some code. They were literally sort of putting codes like this on her hand, which was really very interesting. So whatever way people express it.
So coding on the body is actually something that I do when I'm working with clients, and I do a lot of it when I'm even doing even activations. The other thing that I do as well is a lot of times I tap codes in as I'm almost like tapping.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're speaking, like, as I'm doing it, I'll tap into the chest. And this is almost, it's a way to tap in the codes. And then also it helps open up sometimes certain energy centers or areas within the body where there's stuff stuck too. So I'm tapping code in and opening it up. So I do a lot of the on body stuff. And then when I'm doing attunements, I code into the hands a lot and draw. And then I actually have drawn light language on my own body. So I've done it on my mom. I've done it on my roommates. I was like, anybody, I'm like, will you guys just let me do this? And so they're like, oh, why not? And so I've coded all over people's bodies. But
how interesting.
yeah, I found that with the drawing of the light language, especially on my feet, I draw it on the bottom of my feet before I do an attunement, or if I'm going to do a really like strong transmission, it connects me stronger. Because I find that more times than anything, I don't ground myself enough. So I will draw it. I will draw it on my feet.
That's beautiful. Do you know what? It's really interesting, actually. I mean, my daughter's got lots and lots of tattoos, and she really wanted tattoos since she was probably about the age of 10 or something, or she just wanted to decorate her whole body. And sort of recently, I've been really feeling that I want to put some tattoos on my hands and feet, which is really very interesting. And I know that you've got some beautiful sort of ink, it's very interesting, and it's sort of like it's like a remembrance of your of a soul within, the connection to a multidimensional aspect with that decorative, because we're so plain that it just sort of feels that you just want to embellish the plainness of the skin in art, which is wonderful.
I have a few, so I do have a few light language. I have one of my own symbols on the back of my neck. And I do have another one on the side of my thigh. So the one I have on the back of my neck is the symbol for, it kind of means a lot of different things, but it's divinity, divine love. It's got the infinity symbol in it. It's basically unconditional love, I guess you could say. And when I channeled it, I saw it and I knew immediately it had to go on my body. And my mom loved it so much that she got it tattooed on her as well. So we have the matching tattoo. And then I did get another symbol on my left side for the divine feminine. So to really help me integrate more of the feminine aspect of myself. So I found that my tattoos, for me, I have the word love like all over, like literally like love. Like I've and most of everything I have on me is hearts and wings. A lot of wings, lots and lots of wings. But it's interesting because I got a lot of these tattoos like when I was in my 20s, and that was before I kind of came into this awakening when I was in my late 20s into my early 30s. And I had most of, I have a space girl, here on a rocket traveling to another planet, on this arm. And I had that way before I ever even, I had no idea that I was going to be, into the things that I was going to be into, but on some level, I intuitively knew, that this is where I was going to be. So a lot of what I have on me at the time, people were like, what? And then now, oh yeah, it makes sense.
My daughter's got daughter's got an alien, or she calls it her alien. I don't particularly like that word, but hey, smoking a joint, bit of plant medicine on the back of her. So I think she had that on there when she got it. Somebody sort of put that on there when she was about 15, and she was wearing these long socks for ages. I was going, Grace, why are you wearing long socks? And it was in the middle of summer. And I was like, why are you wearing these long socks? And then one day she just pulled the sock down with this tattoo on the back of her leg. She did. I was like, Okay,
Okay,
fair enough.
that's done.
Trying to hide it.
Yeah, just like long.
And Marie is asking, Marianne, what's the throat tattoo of you? What is it expressing?
Oh, okay. So this is a I know it's hard to see. This is a Merkaba that's right here in the middle, and then this is the Metatron, similar to Metatron's cube. So it's not a direct Metatron cube, but the Merkaba in there. So that's what that is on the front. And I when I got that there, actually everyone asked me, you know, was it painful? And actually, I was able to. It wasn't. I actually put myself into a transcendental state and was able to completely went somewhere else and just, you know, just out. But for me, I've always struggled within the throat chakra area, and I really wanted to. This was my way of kind of really freeing up the throat chakra for me, actually. So the first time that I actually intentionally was like, okay, this is going right here.
Wow. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I met a lady at an event of sort of a fair thing that we was doing probably a couple of years now, and she had the stall next to me, and she did conscious tattooing where you would literally go in and place the intentions, because a lot of people sometimes with this is just a broad sort of understanding of you know, not of judgment, but a lot of people would tattoo. I know that my daughter Gracie, she does it rather than cutting. She sort of goes in and but the intention behind it to cover up is energetically isn't necessarily good for the soul as such. But when you go in with an intention setting that you're going to, you know, sort of express yourself and bring that sense of love in and decorate the body, there's a different energetic tuning on that, isn't there?
Yeah. Everyone that most of the work I've had on my body, I have blessed the ink myself. So anything that not necessarily all of them in the beginning, but half of them, I definitely blessed the ink and went in and put myself into a meditative state and into a protective state, because when you're getting tattooed, you're actually kind of jarring the energy, your energy, and you can leave your field open and it can create tears depending. But I have one person who tattoos me, and mainly now, and she is like a sister to me, and I actually attuned her. So she runs Reiki on all of her people. I tuned her to Reiki. And but yeah, I definitely, like, before it goes into my body, I got to put my hands on it first. And I got to set the space and all that stuff. I'm very, very conscious of my energetic cleanliness, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It is important. Robert, have you got a tattoo?
No. Completely blank. And it will stay like that.
I love it when people don't have any, because, you know, I think it's, I don't know. I like it, actually. And, you know, even though I'm so covered, you know, but people do think that, you know, that just because I have all of these, there's a lot of preconceived notions about who I am or what I do or who I like. And it's like, it's, I mean, I get that. I set myself up for that. So I can't even be mad at people when they have that projection or judgment. All I can do is sit there and have, you know, compassion and just understand. Well, get to know me on a deeper level and you'll see exactly, you know, who I am as a person. But I think it's amazing when people don't have anything. And I think that's more like, I think more people have tattoos now. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, lots of people. Donna has actually got one at the base of her spine. So that's interesting, sort of on her base chakra. So that's interesting. Yeah. Amazing. Love those. Just having a little look at some of the so if anyone's got any questions at all for Marianne, then please connect. We've got Andrew in the house as well. Henry's here. P, Samantha, what did she say about her daughter? Okay. Okay. So, is there anything that you want to talk about which you're been experiencing with your people that you've been working with lately? Have you found that there's a sort of a common thread that's been running through them lately?
Or is there anything we can help you with?
With my clients?
No, is there anything we can help you with right now?
Oh, with me.
Robert. Marion's very high vibe.
Yeah, well, we are too.
But do you know what Marion, what Robert and I do is we get together and then Robert holds loads of keys to release stuff in me. And then I come and then I shift up and then I give Robert some codes. So it might be something if you're drawn.
You mentioned that we were the three standing in a triangle and then a pillar of power.
Okay.
So maybe there's something, and when you mention there's a specific topic you need some, you don't need some, but you can have some help with.
Yeah.
Then it can activate it. It's not necessarily. You can also do it the next time.
Yeah. So actually, what's interesting is I feel like there's something I'm trying to integrate here, and it is an aspect of myself. And yeah, and it's not necessarily the human variety. I came into it during a breathwork session on Monday, and I feel like it's very galactic in nature, and I definitely feel like there's something going on there that I'm having a hard time like interfacing.
Do you want us to do it online or do you want to do it after?
Yeah, it's a good question.
You know what? It might actually help others because there might be other people out there that are coming into parts of themselves that they are having a hard time integrating. So
yeah. Well, it's a big energy right here.
Yeah.
On the back of Oh, okay, right. So let's do that then so we can just sort of tap into my energy and Robert's energy, and then I'll just go and locate it. I'll just go find it, and then I'll locate it, and then we'll get it integrated in your system. Then, God, it's really intense on your head, isn't it?
I can all of a sudden my whole body just went.
Okay, let's bring it in. Bring it in. There. So obviously Robert was picking up on something on that. Thank you, Robert. Yeah. Okay. Just needs there's something blocking its way for it to move through the system. Wait. It just needs to shift over a bit and then it'll drop in quite nicely. It's sort of it's more sort of to the back. It's down the back of you. Yeah. Okay, I'll just need to clear a bit from you, Marion, and then we can then set it up to integrate it in. Yeah, that's sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just gonna chuck a few things out. Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. Gosh, yeah. That's sure. Yeah. Yeah. We'll watch. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's sure. Yeah. Yeah. Can you give it permission to come in, please, Marion?
Yes.
Something needs to go before it can go in. Wait a minute. There's something on your back.
Siana iuko kochi chukotai orta dinganato so ono vorariana oro shioro yoko
Bao yo.
tai chutur jitur jijur jijur joti shior
Ya tu ri sha. Ya bu gu a sha wu e ya wu sha. Ya bu gu e sha ya da. Wu e wo ji wi sha. Ya. Yeah, so something's just left there. Da, yeah, wo shu van baku. La le kie wa kie sha. Yeah, go ye sha we kyo wa sha kie yeah. Wo vi zo. Wo yo yeah wa. That's better. Is that feeling a little bit better for you, Marin?
Yeah, for sure. I can feel everything that's happening right now, and it's almost making me feel emotional, kind of.
We're just going to set some grids up to get it in. Wait a minute. Oh, that should drop in nicely now. Wait a minute. Woo. It's just a few adjustments there. Wait a minute. Yeah. So it's in my energy. It's coming in a minute. And I'm going to transfer it over. That makes sense. So I'm going to pull out once it's in, but it's just anchoring down. It's sort of just going down near my knees now. A minute. Yeah. Okay, she's down to feet. So very feminine energy. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that she's okay. A minute. Yeah, da, chugiam. Ba gu ya gu ma gu wu wu ba gu wu yu xu zi bu xu xia. Gu yu ba wu wu ya wu ya wu yu ya wu yu wu yu ya wu gu wu yu ya wu yu wu yu do you wu yu wa. How's that feeling? Ta kia do this ba go shana mako etada we shana kia mokorari shakia na makua makuasha. Okay, cool.
Okay. You asked me how it was feeling. Did you ask me at one point, how is that feeling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure that I wasn't like
Telepathy.
The telepathy is working.
Yeah.
That feels. I felt a lot of like almost this joy coming in too, because I've been trying to like interface with it the last couple of days, and it's like I think that's kind of also what's causing some of the sleep disturbances.
Yeah. Yes, I just said yes.
Yeah, and this, whatever was going on last night, really trying to get my attention. So yeah, I definitely felt it, something streaming better down my spine.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's yeah. Yes, that. They're still doing a bit of work on the throat. Yeah, but it's like they're saying that you can take it over from here. It just basically what it was almost like there was like a back door thing here that needed to be shut. There was something preventing it from coming forward. So I shut that down, and then it could then stream in, but it sort of came in, but it was sort of sitting more on the back, but you sort of can slot in now, come forward and be more present. But you'll integrate that a little bit more nicely now. It's just needed a little bit of it. Just there was some sort of block. We don't need to go into what block it was,
Right.
but the block was there that prevented it to come in. That's now slotted in, and now it's in. But you'll be able to integrate that within your system. But they're sort of showing its throat. There is a resistance in the throat for that to come forward. But I can play about with that. Well, not play about with it, but put the intention out there that we can try and do that for you during this time.
Yeah.
But that needed to because it's interesting because I invited you on actually not very far ago. So I was like, Marion, right? And I didn't even say to Robert, Marion's coming on after. I was like, Robert, Mary's coming on. He was like, okay. So there was obviously a reason that took for us to connect.
I really feel like I need to express gratitude to both of you. So I'm gonna do some gratitude light language right now for both you and for Robert. Okay?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yasuma ya nurmalia narya qua. Tarunya tarma su en darwai. Farvanu utiena arya makarvo sunne Sur manta arya turne kiera. Tur asum ayanu o. Parjanu ulune tiana orman. Marja tur karva tus. Passande kien us daarin irremondura. Parjana urmat irjena sun et armet kusiet irmand ora. Parjanut orma alit. Ta sun et irjena kur et arvot usund Hasun mena. Tania sun Parvunura tarjeno sund Kira, tu aria narva, san tarvo ulum marva tus, sune ermediaqua.
Thank you.
Bawe, ku amboku wawe shagiet. Dawe maku wawe shagiet. Bawukyao. It's like the energy is flowing through us, flowing more fluidly between us again.
Yeah.
It's just upgraded the whole system, so it's sort of like that needed to be slotted in, and then you could then bring us codes in, and then that upgrades all of us. So this is what they're showing, is that it's so important to gather, to connect, because with that, if it's not done through the light codes, it's fine, but energetically we still bring together vibrations, and that coming together is so important, just to connect with like-minded souls, because it just goes to show that we do get stronger by being in each other's presence.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Thank you so much. Love that.
Thank you both. Thank you so much.
Ja, det tror jeg ikke.
Nadia Nutus, Daria.
Det er ikke jeg må sige. Much love for you, Marianne.
Yeah. Ditto.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like it's like there's a resonance, an absolute resonance of understanding, soul to soul level, when you connect with somebody that bypasses any sort of connection of 3D type of level of connection. It's that vibration and the understanding that sort of galactic presence, and the understanding that you just connect. If you just connect the once, you're still connected. It just that every time that you come back and you sort of have a talk, or you sort of gather, you just get stronger and stronger and stronger, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel I love it, because I come across some people where I definitely feel there's that soul to soul connection, and then you come into contact with people that you feel that it goes beyond the earth. It goes way into the galactic stuff, and I can feel the difference usually, like with the the earth connection versus the galactic connection, And, and there's something about that soul to soul connection with all the people I've met over the last couple of years since I got into light language. I mean, this thing we do connected me in ways I never thought possible. And it opened me up in a way to where I was able to receive unconditional love and able to give it as well. And so the gift that it gave me was, it gave me me. It allowed me to be. So I love that I get to connect with so many amazing people, like both of you. And with this thing that we get to do, and it connects us on like more than just that surface level. It's that it's helped me not to feel alone in this world, because I felt so alone growing up. I felt very isolated, very alone. I wanted to fit in, but I didn't. I got picked on, those kinds of things. And here, years later, here I am in my, 40s, and I feel more whole, not alone, constantly. In fact, sometimes I'm kind of like, okay, guys, can I have some privacy? Like, but it's that thing of like, I don't know, it filled me up on every level. And then it's like, I get to do some of the coolest things. Like I tell my mom all the time, I'm doing this thing and that thing. And I met this person, that person. And she's like, this thing that you're into is just one of the coolest things I've ever. She's like, how many people have that? And I'm like, exactly, and it's made me so passionate, and it helped me come into, that's why with my art, like I grew up doing art, and I had this, I put it down for a long time, and light language blew the doors open on it,
Beautiful.
So,
Have you got any pieces near you that you could like a print or anything that we could show people?
Yeah, I have, all my stuff is digital. Oh, I wonder if I can.
Do we have a link on where we can find it?
Yeah.
I put a link up on the Facebook, and I'll put that over. So,
beautiful. Yeah,
I don't know if that is visible. So there's one. I know that's not very highly visible. That's the brain.
That is stunning.
Beautiful.
That's the neural pathway one. And then let's see, where's my, I'll show you my Phoenix. Oops.
Yeah.
I just love the expressions of art and how that, the energy of it.
I was talking to Len today about putting light language and talking to your pencil.
Yeah. Oh,
wow, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, Marion.
Yeah. Completely filled with light language, yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of
powerful.
So this is, I printed this up because my original that I have. So all of these are, most of them, up until a couple months ago, have all been on paper. Like I pencil and pen paper and not digital. So this is actually not digital, but they kind of look digital the way I inverse the images when I do it and I inverse them and stuff. So the original I don't have. I actually gave it to somebody, but so I printed that out and that actually kind of cuts it off. But I found that until I started out with a pen and paper doing it, and that's how I wanted to do it for a while. And now I'm branching out into digital. And at first I was worried that it wasn't going to have the same feeling for me, because when I do these codes, I am embodying it as well. So they're coming in and it's not just me doing some pretty codes and some pretty artwork. It's like these ideas and concepts around it, like the Phoenix piece. When it came to me, I felt that it had been in my field for quite some time. And of all things, I am a Scorpio, and I'm actually, there's three versions of, or three levels, I guess, or three Scorpio types, and I'm the Phoenix, forged by fire, kind of that constant, I've been through a lot of death and rebirth in my life. And so when I brought this piece through, it was actually right around the time that my hometown was going up in flames. And I don't know if it reached news over where you are, but it was in August, and it was in Santa Cruz, California, and it was started by a gigantic lightning storm that we hadn't had in a very long time. And I remember the night that it happened, I stood outside I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. The night that the thunderstorm happened, I'm extremely attracted to lightning and thunder. In fact, last night I was dreaming about lightning and thunder, of all things. And I started speaking light language because it was like so highly activating. And it was just like, I was like speaking to this, like, I don't know, it felt like this giant dragon. and so I birthed this piece, like I started working on it the following day. Well, little did we know that it ignited a huge fire that ended up burning like half of Santa Cruz. And so I worked on this piece through that whole time, and it was a big energy to bring in the Phoenix energy. And only till recently did I finally dream that I was flying through the forest, and I was making these high frequency sounds, calling and singing to the Phoenix, and it came and I became it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
So that was that. It took me that long from August of when I started it.
Yeah.
Till now to really, I had to put it in, but it took me to really finally, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Stunning.
Amazing.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you have this sort of like, like you say, the dragon energy, and you have that, and then the Phoenix energy that comes in is so powerful, so powerful. It's amazing. yeah, so Elisabeth's here. Blake's just said yes, stunning, a wonderful story there. It is. Oh, and Molly. So I think Molly must be one of your ladies.
Yes, hi Molly. I love Molly.
So Molly's in the house, and she's also Molly's actually saying that about this piece named Grace.
Yeah, so she does. She has a piece of mine called Grace, and it's a buck. It's a buck that I drew. And yeah, I love that she went. So Molly is amazing. So I was a part of a group for a couple of years, and she watched me from the gate before I even discovered light language. And so she's been one of my cheerleaders for a long time. I love and adore her. We used to get together, our group, it was a group of us that were all local, and we just, we would get together and build, because we were all kind of building our like muscles around intuition and stuff. And we had these get-togethers, and we would just, I don't know, like get together and talk about, clairvoyant stuff, or, all the interesting things that would happen to us, in our dreams or whatever. It was just this great group. And then I started discovering light language, and they really helped me really figure out kind of what was happening with me. And I didn't know, thank goodness for that group, because that first year was just like, I didn't even know what was happening. I needed to peel back all the layers. I needed to purge, I needed to do all these things. And to have that kind of support from the gate was amazing. I don't know, like most people, when they kind of go through this, they don't always have that type of support. And I had it all around me.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm very, very grateful for Molly and for everyone that was in that group. It was amazing.
It is. It's just so important to find your tribe members. Mm-hmm. It is, because you just know that when you do, it just helps, and that's what we said before. And when you're in person, that's when it's even more powerful, isn't it? Because we can connect on when we can connect distantly, but when you're actually in person and have groups around you, it does help the up leveling at a quickened rate, actually. Because you're physically there. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, grateful. I can feel the love, Molly. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a couple. So I have another piece that I did the Divine Mother piece, and there was some other women that were in that group that actually got that piece as well. So yeah, and if anyone wants to check out all the stuff I have, go to my Instagram, and you can see all the pieces that I've done. There is also a link to my Fine Art America page on my Facebook. And then I do actually have it on my website as well for my my healing services that I offer. I do have links and pieces up, just to kind of give people an idea of what I do and what it is that I put forward. So, yeah.
So we get all of those links up on my YouTube channel for people that if they want to link onto that, and then we're sort of pop that over onto the Facebook on there as well, for people to connect with you, because it's important for us to collaborate, to share, because there'll be some people out there that are really getting into art, and that would be, sort of to hear this conversation would inspire them to maybe go down a little bit more further into that way. And there's loads and loads of different expressions, and it's very interesting when you were sort of talking about the tapping and this, and that only literally came through last night for me. So that's really good confirmation that if this starts to happen a little bit for myself, so that I've got a greater understanding with all of that. That's so thank you for that as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. This has been amazing. I just love it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. That's just what this is all about. This is why I do this. This is why I connect with, with all of you, because this is what lights my soul on fire. This is what gave me like my passion for wanting to be here. And because for a long time, you know, I tried to not be here for a very, very long time. I was very unhappy. And even before I got into doing light language, I found that happiness, but like this really, like when I stepped into my soul's purpose, was like, all right, we're going and we've got things to do and here we go.
It makes such a difference. And I totally get what you're saying there, Marion. You know, there was many years that I was sort of like, was this it? Is this it? Really unhappy, very, you know, sort of wanting to beam me up, Scotty. And you know, and absolutely, when you start stepping into your sovereignty and why you're here, what your purpose is, you just, everything is all about that. And you know, the soul journey from that point just brings you down into the body.
That's a big part of it for me, was embodying my, like, more of my soul, you know, and bringing more of that in and living from that aspect, not just, you know, because I used to see it as like there was the human aspect and then there was the soul aspect, and it was, to me, for a long time it felt very separate, you know, and now I don't feel that separateness. I don't feel that. I feel like that has really come in, and now I get to bring in these other aspects of myself and integrate with those and bring all those gifts and those things through this, you know, particular vessel, you know, through this body. And it has not always been an easy process. The growing pains have been at time actually physically getting growing pains, being an adult at, like, you know, in my 40s and having actual growing pains is like, wow, I did not know that I was so miserable when I was a teenager, you know, feeling the growing pains. I've literally felt them in my legs, in my hips, in my arms. And has not been comfortable, but absolutely amazing.
And
and that expansion, that's another reason why I'm working on the neural pathways, is because there's so much of our process that involves the expansion in the neural pathways. So when I started working on this piece, I don't know why I got obsessed with it, but all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'm totally obsessed with this. And I think it's just been, I've been working my own path through my art, kind of, you know, I realized that, like, there's this whole expansion that happens with our neural pathways and our whole neural system. And I think that's just that, like you said, those steps, you know, those, you know, you kind of go up and up and up. And so as I've gone up, this, you know, this thing about where our consciousness resides. So I was told in a dream that our consciousness resides in our neural network and our neural pathways. And I was like, really? I'm like, okay, sure, why not? You know? And I love that I can, like, express my messages, the codes through the art, that these things can come to me. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so I don't actually really know, but like, I'm willing to go with it. I'm willing to be very fluid with it and just kind of explore it and put it out there. And so that's what I love about my process and my journey has been. It's just, at every turn and corner that I go on, it's fun. I like, sure, why not? Let's do it, you know? So
yeah. That's really lovely. Thank you so much. And it's really inspiring for everybody to sort of hear a different perspective, which you've brought today for us all. So thank you so much, Marion.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much. What we're going to do is going to close. I'm going to take you off, and then stay just for a little while we just close down, and we'll speak to you in a minute. Is that okay?
Yes. Sounds good.
Okay. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Wow. Yeah.
Amazing.
There's no words for that.
No. Stunning, isn't she? And it's why it's so important that everybody needs to see that wherever their journey comes from is going to be their journey, and no two way is going to be the same.
Exactly. Everybody's unique and has unique aspects also in their missions and their gifts and their tools.
Yeah.
That's very important that we don't compare.
Yeah, you cannot compare. You cannot
No.
compare. But when you come together, we become stronger.
Yeah, yeah, it was beautiful to do to work together in this way.
Yeah,
It was a bit
beautiful.
daring. Yeah. So
Wonderful.
shall we still mention? Is it? Do we plan another event like yesterday?
We will get a date together.
Okay.
Yes,
So
we will
if
get
you
together.
are
Yeah.
interested, watch starseedu.com because there the events are on.
Yeah.
I understood that you had the cryotherapy in sale.
Yes, cryotherapy. I was directed to reduce the cryotherapy, and I've just done a few little tweaks on that.
Tweeted
And so,
cryotherapy.
yeah, just quick tweak the tears. Yes, for the videos on there. So yeah, go to Starseed U if you want a tool to enable yourselves to work through the process of healing through your emotional states. Then I've got a little therapy on there which I've reduced. To help the process, and the codes which Robert has got, which is the activation codes on Starseed U, that they will assist to open up that heart and all of those. So
they work really good together. So if you do the cryotherapy and combine it with the awakening codes, they really work together.
Yeah, they was done that with intention, wasn't they? So yeah, check out all of that. So just have a little look at those, and we'll be here next week.
Yeah, definitely. Beautiful.
And have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yeah, and thank you for all of your comments.
Yeah.
I sort of glanced through them. Everyone's talking to each other, so we've got a really lovely community with everybody sort of taking care of everyone. So thank you ever so much for everybody, and we'll speak to you all next week.
Yeah, thank you for
Bye.
next week. Bye-bye.